from Southwest Florida's news source. This is Fox 4 News at 11.
And we begin with a live look at breaking news. 4 in your corner, staying on top of it in Fort Myers. A SWAT situation is well past its 5th hour. We're learning a man barricaded himself inside a home, possibly with weapons and explosives. SWAT members and police officers have been on the scene all night, and so is Fox 4. Good evening. I'm Patrick Nolan.
And I'm Emily Dishno. All of this happening on Winkler Avenue, right near US 41 in the Edison Mall. That's also where we find 4 in your corner's Gabrielle Saran. She is joining us live tonight with the very latest details in this situation. Gabrielle.
Patrick, Emily, along this stretch of Winkler Avenue, there are still dozens of detectives trying to resolve this standoff. Now, one officer described it to me like a chess game. He makes a move, then they make a move, and it's just a back and forth in order to try to resolve this as peacefully as possible. Now, if you take a look, you can see that white truck over there. That is the bomb squad truck, and some of those officers next to them are part of that team. We understand from police that the call came in just before 5 o'clock that a man living at 1812 Winkler Avenue was suicidal, and he began making threats to himself and to others. We also learned that he may, the key word is may, have weapons and explosives on him. We don't know that for sure, but police are taking all precautions here. Their main point of contact, we understand it, is his wife, who made it out of the home. She is the one speaking with police. Now, it has been a long night for many of the people out here tonight, and one of them is Walt Tucker. Walt, what's tonight been like for you?
Long. It's uncomfortable, worrisome. It's unpleasant.
How did you first find out about the standoff?
The police came to my door and asked me to vacate my home.
And what did you think about that?
The officer was standing there with a rifle, and the officers outside were crouched down behind the car, and I was frightened, and discretion is the better part of valor.
Now, I understand that you live across the street from where this is all unfolding. Have you ever met the man before?
Yes, I have.
What's he like?
He's a sort of a regular guy. He and his wife were the first ones to welcome me to the neighborhood 5 years ago when I moved in, and they've been good neighbors ever since.
Have you ever seen any warning signs, anything unusual?
No, I've never seen anything unusual.
And I understand there were weapons, explosives, that police are taking proper precautions.
But I do know that he did have some weapons. We talked about black powder weapons, and he showed me his .50 caliber black powder rifle.
Anything out of the ordinary about it, even when you heard about tonight's standoff?
No. Of course, the standoff is out of the ordinary, but he didn't seem to be anything less than a regular guy.
Did he ever talk about using his weapons?
No.
Well, here we have out here Walt, who's, ready to get back into his home. It has been a long night for him, and he just has to wait until police let him back into his home. Again, a long night. We'll be here. We'll be keeping you updated as it unfolds. Live in Fort Myers, Gabrielle Saran, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thank you, Gabrielle, and we continue to follow this story for you online as well. Just head to fox4now.com for the very latest on this breaking situation.
An employee of the Southwest Florida branch of the state attorney's office is behind bars tonight, charged with nearly 24 counts of child porn. 58-year-old Warren Hamilton now charged with 20 counts of the crime after officers with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement raided his home on McGregor Boulevard. Hamilton worked with the state attorney's office for 25 years. The area is filled with young children, which neighbors tell us makes the crime even more disturbing. A spokeswoman for the state attorney's office says Hamilton has been suspended without pay. This is actually the second case surrounding an employee of the state attorney's office in 12 months now. A former investigator with the office is awaiting trial after a hit and run that killed a man on Christmas morning. Charles Lawson was allegedly drunk when he hit Michael Sasson on McGregor Boulevard, leaving the scene before returning under suspicious circumstances. Lawson resigned from his post in January.
2 Southwest Florida men arrested in Sarasota County after an online predator sting. Deputies arresting these men, 37-year-old Brian Hawley and 20-year-old Jamison Fahey, both charged with using a computer to solicit a child for sex. Sarasota deputies recording some of their arrests. They arrested 12 people in an operation called Intercept 3. The sheriff's office says the suspects responded to internet-based ads with ill intent. Tonight, the search is on for the suspect involved in a deadly shooting this morning. It happened around 3 o'clock at Shady Oaks Park in downtown Fort Myers. Fort Myers police say a patrol officer reportedly heard gunshots and rushed to the scene. The officer found the victim on the ground with gunshot wounds. Fort Myers police offering a $25,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest in this case. You can call Crime Stoppers without giving your name, 1-800-780-TIPS.
New details on a deadly storm system that's wreaking tornado havoc across the South. At last check, at least 35 people from 6 states are confirmed dead. Homes and businesses are left splintered, cars and now piles of mangled mess. 75 million Americans facing severe weather. It's all part of the system that spawned multiple tornadoes between Sunday and yesterday, devastating Arkansas, Alabama, and Mississippi. As of tonight, parts of the Deep South remain in the strike zone. Storm Patrol's Jim Sion tracking the storms and is joining us now with the very latest. Jim?
Well, the system has kind of changed over the last 24 hours, but there's still some very strong thunderstorms that we've been tracking on Storm Patrol Viper. Some thunderstorms that right now that approaching the Carolinas. You see them kind of exiting North Carolina there, and then some pretty good storms that are making their way into the Panhandle. One more day of the possibility of severe weather in the southeast. Here in southwest Florida, we picked up a few thunderstorms. It felt like summertime again today, and the sea breeze, a contributing factor to some of the rain that did develop mid to late afternoon. Even an active thunderstorm right now around Sebring. Well, a couple of lightning strikes, but no more showers of real significance in southwest Florida. One shower that's leaving Arcadia. You can see it right there. So just a sprinkle for Arcadia in the next 5 to 10 minutes. We are going to have some storms over the next few days and changes for the weekend. I'll show you how those storms should develop and look at your weekend coming up.
Newly released surveillance images showing the moments leading up to a terrifying carjacking on Collier County property. Deputies say yesterday, 20-year-old Kenneth Prey punched a 66-year-old woman in the face, stole her Lexus, and then led deputies on a high-speed chase. Tonight, 4 New Corners' Katie Jones digging to find out why the man says he did it.
These surveillance photos show the moments before deputies say 20-year-old Kenneth Prey stole a silver Lexus from the county courthouse parking garage.
Knocked her to the ground, demanded her vehicle, ended up taking her keys.
66-year-old Barbara Seda told detectives she had rode the garage elevator up to the 2nd floor and noticed a suspicious-looking black male walking nearby. When she got to her SUV, she opened the back door and was hit from behind with a large object and knocked to the ground. Surveillance shows Prey approaching that vehicle.
It is a very safe place to be at. You have a lot of security there. A variety of normal citizens go there, so for this to occur, it's an anomaly.
The victim told detectives he covered her mouth with his hand, demanded the keys, and told her not to scream or he would kill her. Reports state he ordered her to get in the back seat, but she was able to run away.
I've never seen anything unusual. I've always felt safe around here.
Prey then took the SUV filled with thousands of dollars worth of the victim's belongings and was spotted 40 miles away in Immokalee, where he led deputies on a high-speed chase. The car eventually crashing into this ditch. He was taken to the hospital with a sprained ankle and told detectives he wasn't ready to go to prison for an unrelated charge and was stressed out over the recent death of family members. Courthouse visitors we talked to now being extra alert, even in the safest places.
It just goes to show that you need to be aware of your surroundings no matter where you are.
Katie Jones, Fox 4, in your corner.
Prey is still in the Collier County Jail tonight, charged with carjacking, grand theft, eluding an officer, and driving without a valid license.
Fort Myers police are continuing to investigate a possible bus stop abduction. A 10-year-old boy telling police that it happened yesterday morning while he was waiting for his bus. He says 2 men forced him into their car and drove him around for several hours before he somehow escaped and ran home. But now some neighbors are wondering if this ever really happened.
I think the whole thing is a farce. I don't think it happened at all.
Why would someone make up something like that?
To get attention. It sounds to me like, boy, why is you just coming home 4 hours late? You got to make up something. You got to come up with something.
Police releasing this sketch of one of the suspects, a white man with a large build and salt and pepper hair. They say he was with a younger black man with a Mohawk-style haircut and dark blue 4-door SUV that had blue leather interior. If you have any information, please please call Crime Stoppers 1-800-780-TIPS. A big day for a little pup that has stolen a lot of hearts in Southwest Florida. How Hope, the Arcadia dog burned alive, has taken a huge step in her recovery.
But first, will a rising Republican keep us posted after his criminal past is suddenly revealed on the internet? How your state senators voted and the questions it poses for the governor's office. Next.